Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, Robert Seth Hayes. And rest in peace, Bushwick Bill.
Sycamore.
We getting money over here, that's a fact. It's a lot of honeys over here, that's a fact. We ain't dressing bummy over here, that's a fact. Nah, we ain't no dummies over here, that's a fact. Yeah, I came up, that's a fact. Even though these beats flamed up, that's a fact. I'm about to fuck the game up, that's a fact. You real, you ain't gotta change up, that's a fact. Bishop Grady, a.k.a. that's my dude. Look me up, I'm Editor-N-Cheef for Black Fox News, where I'm the streets reporter of this new world order. All self-proclaimed, critically acclaimed verse slaughterer. I give you gems all year, now I'm giving more to you. Put you on to so much, you tell me get them all for you. I'm all of you. Real, no, I'm destined for a meal. You gon' get this news mixed with how the fuck I feel. Was it an assassination or just plain hating? Rest in power, Nipsey Hussle, who fell to Satan. March 31st, he took the form of Eric Holder. Fellow rolling 50 crip with a chip on the shoulder. He left the whip in the alley of the sophomore with it. Ran the marathon, clothed the small store that was legit. A floss in the crenshaw in the parking lot, he took the hit. Street saying shit because a fly Mac was a snitch. All these is a prosecutor daughter tried to represent the low life who made law in London. The only parent to a kid, but he fell back to fighting the case. The hate was too intense, too much boxing for him. I guess the gloves didn't fit. It's crazy how they play you out when you make a route. It seems premeditated, but he tried to check himself into the crazy house. So say he testified this money he earned from that homicide, but that right there we couldn't confirm. Hustle was doing a documentary on Dr. Sebi, Honduran herbalist who promoted alkaline heavy, threatening big pharma, we knew it could be deadly. Nick Cannon handles it now, well he thinks he's Eminem ready. Whenever it's murder against the grain of the culture, I think MK Ultra or applied by a vulture. Like when my town Jersey City make the news when shots and taxes left 6 dead, they called it a mass shooting. Cop killed at the cemetery, shoot out at the kosher store. They blaming black Israelites, but that ain't what they known for. Are their ideas extreme? I mean, I guess so, but they ain't got sent on white supremacist manifestos. Will Martin El Paso, Texas, and San Diego synagogue. Dude even shot a rabbi, must have been a demigod. Christchurch, New Zealand, dude shot a one too many malls. Then 58, that like my phone, but I got plenty balls. In New York City, white dude claimed he's trying to start a race war and stab the black man. Still I wonder how much government involved. Could be motivated by Earth's #1 demagogue. Trump said what he want and give a fuck if he offended y'all. July was the hottest month on record, in fact, but Donald tweets and policies that make the streets hotter than that. Through the bigotry and rollbacks and entity and water acts, now we've been in peace, and I'm breaking down all of that. Money over here, that's a fact. It's a lot of honeys over here, that's a fact. We ain't dressing bummy over here, that's a fact. Nah, we ain't no dummies over here, that's a fact. Yeah, my stock up, that's a fact. I wanna free my niggas locked up, that's a fact. My team headed to the top, yup, that's a fact. Your girl wanna pick my cock up, that's a fact. Happy New Year, motherfucker, in my CML voice. Stomp your feet, sing and clap till your hands get moist. We at the end of a decade, politics became religion. Now it's 2020, some of y'all still ain't got vision. Rules became demons, Toys R Us shut down. Netflix went from mailing rentals to streaming. Now every channel got a streaming app, and it's not allowed by a.k.a. and Billboard counting streams for Spotify. Jay-Z became the first billionaire that rap right before he turned 50, that's a hell of a stat. Ironically, it gave rap its heart named Lil Nas X. Guess now we know what he meant by them horses in the back. 2010 we had a half-black president. Now we got a con artist that galvanized racist white residents. Environmentally negligent and far from reticent. Now we just got a piece by the House of Representatives. After weeks of investigation and litigation on whether Trump really did shit to offend this nation, they discovered nonsense and voted on articles of impeachment as abuse of power and an obstruction of Congress. Articles are just generalized reasons what he did for abuse of power could be considered treason. Started with a phone call seemingly made a van on July 25th with the president of Ukraine. Trump put President Zelensky in the quid pro quo, and there's probably shit the release transcript don't show since they put it on private service. They hide it, but even the public script showed the push for investigating the Biden. While referencing help the U.S. gave, 91 minutes later they hauled to the military aid. Zelensky was supposed to announce the investigation publicly. A CIA worker blew the whistle on this shit, luckily for the Democrats, I guess, but I confess the Bidens in Ukraine seem like a goddamn mess. Joseph Hunter leaves the Navy as a cokehead, but gets a 50K per month company board position. Go ahead for an energy business named Burisma that was in more hot water than coffee beans with baristas. Joe leveraged aid to have Ukraine's prosecutor fired while he was Obama's VP. Said cause he couldn't do his job investigating Burisma. Joe could be a liar, but US and Ukraine investigators found nothing prior. So for Trump to bring this up only leads to one thing, taking his presidential run out of the political ring. So if you ignore all the other shit Donald did that was evil, that don't take away from the fact that this shit was illegal. Pompeo and Pence were on that call too, and instead of owning up to what they did, they rather fall too. Abusive power from abusive cowards with their fingers on these buttons for nuclear showers. I'm good. The House got the whistleblower complaint, then did their research and began to pull rank. Subpoenas, trials, and testimonies. What do you know? Trump has some White House people making sure they don't sow. So voting for impeachment articles on all this. That's how they came to obstruction of Congress, and representatives voted along party lines. The senator probably do the same, but that's hardly fine, cause only part of Congress impeached him, and the majority Republican senator voted to keep him. We getting money over here, that's a fact. It's a lot of honeys over here, that's a fact. We ain't dressing bummy over here, that's a fact. Nah, we ain't no dummies over here, that's a fact. Yeah, I came up, that's a fact. Leaving all these beats flamed up, that's a fact. I'm about to fuck the game up, that's a fact. You real, you ain't gotta change up, that's a fact. Why join them when I could beat them? I gotta go gold. They starting to ban plastic, my album gotta go gold. There's a million species on Earth at risk of extinction. The climate change biodiversity, your water for drinking. There's a million people Trump wanted to move out the country with ice. That mean they undocumented migrants, the right with no life. He announced this on social media, of course it made me bitter. And that was after I made the petition get Donald Trump on Twitter. On change.org by reverse Grady bishops, the Jack Dorsey and government. I must be triggered like killing Mike, tweeting lies, putting troops in danger, and racing shit like when he told the squad go back where they came from. That's for congresswomen of color new to the whole setup. All raised here, 3 were born here, now their death threats up. Deutsche Bank got sued by Trump to block folks that was on their asses, cause the Treasury wanted paperwork related to his taxes. And Deutsche refused warnings from employees. Some who saw red flag transactions by Trump and his son-in-law. They loaned him $2 billion these past 20 years. He owe him hundreds of M's. How will he pay them back? When government stay in Trump hotels, he gets paid from that. Treasury and justice money, he can play with that. For the border wall, cause he called the national emergency. Fed courts got flooded with red judges, so it looked like we okay with that. Red Senate, red White House, I smoke red line. I'm for where wigs get pushed back like Brexit deadlines. Your homies get locked down like India did part of Kashmir. Beef like doggone Fulani tribe did this past year. Lot of bodies in this climate, can't always blame crime. Mozambique, Zimbabwe, when lobby got hit at the same time with cyclones that took 1,000 plus. Recovery it takes time. Ebola still taking lives in the Congo, just like gang rhymes, but it's curable now. 90% getting saved lives. In Germany, there's a rise in anti-Semitic hate crime. Supreme Court rule federal state can charge you with the same crime, so careful cross the state lines, cause every day is game time. Blues over the Brewers for the Stanley Cup, Raptors over the Warriors for the chip. Kobe Leonard told him Andy up. And not to say it this, I wasn't a big fan, but how Drake came off the bench could've been a 6-man. Nationals over Astros, Patriots over Rams. Jay-Z did a deal with the NFL. I'm like, damn, he left the movement. But Kaepernick did get a tryout. I'm still waiting to see what happens before I label it a buyout. Women's soccer won the World Cup with the Netherlands lights out. Megan Rapinoe said, I'm not going to the fucking White House. Trade wars with China, the brink of war with Iran, and takeover attempt at Venezuela shit's out of hand. Ain't rejuvenates when they see us on the Central Park 5. I lit the Fairstein fire. Still Trump should apologize. So then you see my black face, you know. Ain't talking governors, K. Ivy, Ralph Northam, or PM Justice is dope.
We getting money over here, that's a fact. It's a lot of honeys over here, that's a fact. We ain't dressing bummy over here, that's a fact. Nah, we ain't no dummies over here, that's a fact. We ain't gonna lose over here, that's a fact. Doing what we choose over here, that's a fact. If you get your news over here, that's a fact. We serving all views over here, that's a fact.
Yeah, definitely way more shit too, but I'ma end it off there, man. Shout out Danny Glover and Ta-Nehisi Coates with the HR 40 reparations bill. But black folks don't hold your breath for that shit.
TikTok is the spy tool for UAE, all that shit, man.